Welcome to Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge, located in Eureka Springs, Arkansas State,
Can you
USA.
hear me? Okay. Stay seated, please, while we go on our tramp tour. But before we get started, I'd like to tell you have the option to stay over the night with us if you like. When you stay over the night, you'll hear those lions and tigers talk to each other throughout the night and even in the early morning. Or be a little bit more active during those times. We have a few accommodations to the left-hand side here. We have 2 glamping tents here. We have 6 RV sites. We have some African safari lodges a little bit further out for 18 and up. They do share an outdoor area and a hot tub. We also do have a tree house. It kind of overlooks 2 of our tigers here. Most popular accommodations here, though, are going to be our suites up here, the Bengal and Siberian suites. You stay in the Siberian suite, you'll see 2 of the tigers to the window inside. If you sit on the porch, you'll see look across the road and see one of our African Serval residents. His name is Jake. Don't think I see Jake out and about at the moment. He's an African Serval. He was rescued a couple Decembers ago from a man in Oklahoma with about 300 animals of 81 different species. His animals were seized regarding animal care. Once the court case was finalized, Oklahoma Care called us regarding Jake. They did not have the proper equipment to take care of an African Serval. So we'll rescue him and bring him here. He does have access to the house. He can go in and out as much as he likes. That house is going to be cooled for him in the summertime and then heated for him in the wintertime. There's a picture of what an African Serval looks like on that billboard, so hopefully we'll see some more on our tour today. And for African animals that really acclimated well to the colder weather we have here in Arkansas, for them we do add extra heating sources in their houses or in their concrete tents during that time here. Let's scooch down a little bit.
Subscribe to Glenda Life Journey
The
USA.
left-hand side here, you have 2 tigers that live in here. We have a female orange tiger, her name is Joey. And a little bit more lighter in color tiger, her name is Khaleesi. She's what we call a golden or strawberry tabby tiger. These guys are rescued from Colorado, and they used to live in the same enclosure as Lakota and Aurora, but Aurora and Khaleesi, they're very much divas, so they could not get along with each other anymore. So the opportunity arose to move some animals, we were able to do that. So Joey and Khaleesi now live over here, and they're very much enjoying their enclosure by themselves. They do have access to both the front half and the back half of this enclosure. And the back half is where their pool is going to be, so when it's a little bit hotter outside, they could have been back there where they can stay a little bit cooler. To the right-hand side, this is Molly. She's a female lion. She's living here with her roommate, Chief. Chief is a male lion. He's about 17. Mari's about 7. They would share alternate access to the grass. So what that meant is one animal will be in the grass for the day, the next day they'll switch. We had some open spaces up in our retirement area, so since Chief is a little bit older, he got moved down there, and now they have access to the grass 24/7. These guys were rescued from Indiana. At previous facility in Indiana, this man had 120 violations against him regarding animal care. He was also associated with the Tiger King. We were able to rescue 4 lions and 4 tigers from that facility and bring them here. All of those animals, they did come to us with intestinal parasites, so we did have to take a little bit extra care of those animals when we brought them here. At our facility here, most likely we'll see a big grassy area. It's at least 2 night houses here. That's because of our rescue equipment, Arkansas. This man had 60 big exotic cats, 4 escaped and lost their lives. He called us wanting to know how to get rid of the other animals. We did not want him to euthanize those animals, so we worked hard. We built 2 night houses to end the habitat here to be able to rescue a few more cats. We were able to rescue 21 of those animals, and we were able to work with other agencies like us to find forever homes for the other animals we cannot house here. Now some of our animals are going to be on a rotating schedule here for different reasons. Sometimes their personalities, they do grow and change throughout time, so if they were together at one point, and also they decide they no longer want to get along with each other, we do have to separate them for fighting purposes. Other reasons, we do neuter all of our male cats here, so if we aren't able to get to their surgeries, we do separate them for that reason, as we do not breed in our facility here. And why we don't breed our facility here is these animals, they serve no conservation value for us. Their genetics, they're a little bit more mumbled up. We do not have any purebred lions or purebred tigers here. But if you go to an AZA accredited zoo, they're able to breed those species there for the survival of those species. When we do rescue animals, if they're from different rescue facilities, we don't typically keep them in that grassy area together. They don't really know each other. I'm going to try to keep our animals safe here. And plus the tigers, they're a little bit more solitary animals, so they don't really like to share anyway. And we're going to scoot you out a little bit further. Do apologize for the incline. We're going to get flat land in just a few minutes, so don't feel like you're falling off your seats. Next enclosure to the right is home to 5 African servals. Their names are Sammy, Enzo, Giselle, Whistler, and Lexi. These African servals, they are quite smaller than the big exotic cats. Their height is only about to our knee, but don't the size of this cat fool you. These animals are excellent hunters. They will catch about 50% of their prey, whereas lions and tigers, they will only catch about 20%. These African servals, they will jump up in the air about 10 feet to catch their prey mid-flight. So you'll see the metal roofing around the top of their habitat. Any of our animals that are good jumpers, climbers, or leapers, like our bobcats, cougars, jaguars, leopards, will all have that metal roofing to protect them and protect us here. These African servals are also really smelly cats. They will pee anywhere from about 20 to 40 times an hour. All of our African servals, except for 2, were rescued from people's homes, apartments, or basements. So just think of 1, 2, or even 3 of them in your homes. They get smelly pretty fast. There is one by the fence line here, and she's shaking her tail by that cardboard box. We also do have a Savannah cat in here as well. His name is Tigger. Savannah cat will not find out in the wild. That's because it's a cross between a domesticated house cat and an African serval. People want to wear lap leopard looking type of cat, so that's when the Savannah cat came about. He's a lot smaller than our African servals in here, but he has the same coloration of them, just a more domesticated house cat looking type of face.
It's hard to stay on these seats. That's what yung sinabi niya nga.
The animals may be a lot smaller, but they still do not make very good pets. They are still predators. Predators, not pets. We're going to move a little bit further up. Next enclosure to the right is home to 1 male orange tiger. His name is Montana. He's laying down on the hill right here. He was rescued from Colorado. He used to live in the same enclosure with his brother Poncho. They would share alternate access to the grass. We had some open spaces up available, so I decided to separate these 2, and now they have access to the grass 24/7. Tigers out in the wild, they're going to be the darker color orange. They're going to be that color for a reason. That darker color orange helps them to camouflage them with their surroundings as their prey, mainly deer, they cannot see that dark color orange. Those dark stripes, they are helped to break up their body to appear smaller instead of the bigger animal they are. All right, animals, they do like to play with their toys. They get a wide variety of toys in their enclosures with them. They get hard plastic balls, they get plastic barrels. Most for animals here do like cardboard boxes, and they very much love to shut up those cardboard boxes for us. We do enrichment with our animals, so what that means is they're in a smaller space. We want to try to keep them active and keep their senses here in their new forever home. So we give them kitchen spices. Most of our animals here do like catnip, just like domesticated house cats. We also do spray some perfume on some of the toys to give them extra curiosity for them as well. Now during this time of year, we also get pumpkins donated to us as an extra enrichment item for animals. So we'll put them in their grassy areas. They do like to scratch at them, destroy them, and some of our animals will even try to eat them. We can move down a little bit further. And you guys see any of the toys down here by the fence line? As we just sign the toys may have been played with by our animals here. Next enclosure to the right is home to 1 pure white male tiger. His name is Robbie. He's walking around in his night house area up there. Robbie was rescued from Oklahoma. We rescued Robbie. He was a little bit overweight. Tigers typically weigh between 300 and 500 pounds. When we rescued Robbie, he weighed about 700 pounds. So when people came to visit, they did have to give him a second look. From far away, it almost looked like he was a polar bear. So we brought him here. We gave him a proper care that he needed. He was put on a strict diet, about 3 pounds of meat, which is about what we feed our cougars here, until he got some of his weight off. He's now that healthier range, probably more towards that 500 pounds. He's still a pretty big boy. And when we did bring him here, we put him in an enclosure with a steeper hill, so he did have to get some exercising going up and down those hillsides. Big red ball that's behind his tree, it weighs about 60 pounds to us and weighs about nothing to our animals here. So he would play with that, roll it down the hill. He may even pick it up with his mouth and then go back up the hill. Sometimes when he was done playing with it, he may leave it down by the fence line here for animal care interns to roll it up for him the next day. It is very important for these animals to get the most proper care and nutrition while they are here in captivity. Robbie, he was being fed the wrong type of meat, mainly roadkill, which led him to be overweight. We can move down a little further. Like the enclosure to the right is home to one female lion. Her name is Savannah. Don't think I see her out in the grassy area at the moment, so she might be up in her night house area. Savannah was rescued from Indiana. When we rescue animals, it does take them a little bit of time to get used to their new forever home here. Sometimes it will take several days, weeks, months, or even years. But Savannah did take her a couple weeks, but she now very much enjoys her new home. Her favorite spot is going to be laying on her platform bench. And then when her neighbor Robbie is out, she also does like to check on him through the fence line. And Savannah here, she does have a favorite toy. It is a stick. You give her a pile of sticks and she's the happiest girl in the world. Sometimes you might be able to see her walk around in her habitat with a stick in her mouth or even chewing on it like a dog. Lions, they do like to talk to each other. We call it caroling. Caroling can hear up to 5 miles away. They'll talk to each other about anything really, food, territory, or even letting us know if the weather is going to be changing. Sometimes when one lion starts to carol, there's going to be a symphony of caroling here, but I guess it just depends on what they're talking about. They want to talk back to each other. Go ahead and move down a little bit further. To the left-hand side, past these trees, down the hill, you might be able to see some additional construction going on. We are building some new enclosures here. We're calling it Freedom Field. Getting about 16 big enclosures like the ones lions and tigers are housed in, about 30 small ones, bobcat, African serval size. Anticipate that being completed by hopefully the end of the year this year. So if you come back to business again next year, there may be a different touring option for you guys to go visit the animals that are being housed down here. To right hand side here, we do have 2 white tigers that live in here. The one by the corner here, this is Bosco. He's a male white tiger. He has darker stripes. Go a little bit further into the grassy area, that's going to be Mama. She's a female white tiger and she has lighter stripes. This is going to be one of our sad stories here at the Refuge. These guys were rescued from Colorado. And in the Crease facility in Colorado, these animals were used for excessive speed breeding, where their cubs were taken away from them and put to the cub hunting industry. Out of the wild female tigers, they will have about 1 litter between the ages of 3 and 5, and overall they will have up to 5 litters. Rescue Mama, she was 5 years old and already had 4 litters that we know of. So not a lot of time for her to recoup and get re-pregnant. Those cubs, they will stay with mom out in the wild for at least 2 years to get the experiences they need to be able to survive on their own. When they're put into the cub hunting industry, they are taken away from mom right at birth, not returned back to her. They're constantly being passed around about 8 hours a day, 7 days a week until they turn about 3 months old. Constantly being held, they are able to use their legs, not be returned back to mom. They don't get the proper nutrition they need. So most of those animals, they're going to develop metabolic bone disease. It's a disease that makes their bones easier to crack or fracture when they get older. These guys have 2 litters up top down the gravel pathway. The first ones you'll see on the right-hand side are going to be their youngest, Tanya and Kismet. The ones next to them, there's 3 of them in there. It's going to be Brooklyn, Blackfire, and Peyton. When we rescued them from Colorado, they were not walking and they were crawling because of this disease as they were used in that cub hunting industry. So we brought them here. We gave them what we call Secure. A lot of calcium and nutrients for those animals to be able to help strengthen those bones. We will see them up there.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Glenda Life Journey USA.